Hello, Ocean View third graders. I'm so happy to see you today, and I have a special thing I want to talk to you about, and that is the word symmetry. Symmetry means mirror image. And when I was young, I used to mix up symmetry or mirror image with repetition. And as our lesson goes on, you can see how those things sometimes overlap and where the confusion comes in. But first of all, let's just talk about symmetry. Symmetry can be found in all sorts of things, like in our bodies. Our bodies are symmetrical. We have an eye on either side. We have an ear on either side. We have two nostrils, one on either side, two arms, two legs. So if I could put a line dividing my body in half, one half mirrors the other half. We can see it in something like music, or we can hear it. Like if we have some notes going up, la 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 la, the notes can come back down. La 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 la. That is mirror image or symmetry. But if I went la 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 la, 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 that's not symmetry. That is repetition. But symmetry would go up, la 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 la, and come back down, la 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 la. We can also see it in language. So I'm looking for a piece of paper here that I might have, a blank piece of paper, because I could write a word like this one. Mom. That word has a special name. It's a big name. It's called a palindrome. And what a palindrome is a word that works this way, M-O-M, or it works this way, M-O-M. So we could say that that word is symmetrical, that it's a mirror image of itself. If I divide the word in half, let's divide it in half, this half mirrors this half. Okay, let's try another word. Dad. Also symmetrical, or in language a palindrome. It works this way, D-A-D, and this way, D-A-D. I bet you know a whole lot of palindromes. Did you ever hear of this one? Race, car. R-A-C-E-C-A-R, or R-A-C-E-C-A-R. Maybe you can think of other palindromes. There are lots of them in English. How about in math? Here is a symmetrical equation in math. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Well, that's easy, but here's the symmetry. 4 equals 2 plus 2. Whichever way I write it, either forwards or backwards, it's the same thing. And if I divided it in half again, they are mirror images of each other. In art, and in symbols, visual symbols, we can have lots of things that are symmetrical. Valentine's Day comes up in February, and so I'm thinking about the heart, symmetrical. But let's see if I wanted to draw a heart with repetition. What if I did this? No, that is not symmetrical because it doesn't face itself. That is repetition. But this first one, the heart, is symmetrical. So it has symmetry. A circle has symmetry. The two halves face each other. If I do this, one half, and this, the other half, it's repetition. It is not symmetry. And how about a square? I can divide a square in half and the two parts face each other like in a mirror. That is symmetry or symmetrical. But if I did this and drew them both the same direction, that is repetition. Now, that seems easy enough, doesn't it? But sometimes it's confusing. If I repeat hearts in a row, 3 hearts, this is repetition. But, see if I have room on this paper, if I put 3 more hearts on the other side, almost, that's pretty much symmetry, because they would mirror each other even though they also repeat. But what if I did, let's put 2 hearts here, and 2 hearts here. Is that symmetry? No. It's not, because they don't actually mirror each other. They have nothing. Where's this side? Where's this side? There's nothing on the other side if they were looking in a mirror. So you can see where sometimes I will get confused between repetition and symmetry, because sometimes repeated things are symmetrical. And sometimes repeated things are not symmetrical. As we go along, we're all going to have to work our brains to do this practice. So here's what you need for this project, our symmetry project. You're going to need a piece of paper for your symmetry exercises that your teacher should have given you. It looks like this. 4 boxes on it. It says symmetry on the top. We'll do some exercises together. And then you just need 2 blank pieces of paper and a pencil and an eraser. And for the finished piece at the end, you'll need some colored markers or colored pencils. Maybe both, or maybe just one of those. Depends what you want to do. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our exercises. So take your symmetry piece of paper like this. There's a place to put your name right up at the top. I'm going to write my name. And I'm going to do the first one where it says number 1, and I want you to watch. And after I do the exercise, you might even want to stop the video so you have time to do it yourself. Try to do it starting in the same place that I do it, and in the same directions, and ending the same way. Now, because you are at home, you might think that you could easily cheat on these exercises, and you probably could. But it won't help you to cheat, because it won't help your brain to learn how to draw symmetry. So let's go ahead and get started with the first exercise. So I want you to start at the bottom left-hand side. I'll put a little dot right there. And I'm going to make some steps going up, and I'm going to end at this halfway dotted line. So I'm going to come up and over. 1. Up and over. 2. Up and over. 3. Up and over. 4. Up and over to the middle. 5. Now, if you ended up with more steps up and over than me, that's okay. But whatever you did, the number of steps up and over, I did 5, you're going to have to do the same number in a mirror image like symmetry on the other side. So this time I'm going to start right here, over and down 1. And I'm trying to match up. Over and down 2. Over, down 3. Over, down 4. Over, down to the bottom 5. To me, this looks like a great big birthday cake. Or maybe it's steps to run up, stand at the top, and run back down again. Okay, it's your turn to do this exercise now. And if you need to stop the video, that's fine. I'm going to go on and do exercise 2. For this exercise, start in the center, not at the very top, but down a little ways. I'll put a point there. And we're going to come over to the left, but not all the way. Come down a little ways and make the number 3. Don't pick up your pencil in between. I'm doing a marker, so I can't make mistakes, but you should use a pencil. Then come down a little ways again, back to the center, pick up your pencil, go back to the top where we started. Now go this way, over, down, and make a backwards 3. And down, and back to the center. Kind of looks like a big chunky apple with a bite taken out of either side. If you need to stop the video now, you can do your own exercise. Moving on to our third exercise, I'm going to start around the same place. Come down a little ways and let's give ourselves a dot to start with. And I'm going to come over this way to the left, not all the way, down. I'm going to make a less than sign, a half a circle, another less than sign, down and back to the center. Go to your starting point, over, down, greater than sign, half a circle, greater than sign, down and back over. Try your best to make the mirror image. This one was a little harder, wasn't it? Sometimes your brain makes you want to go the opposite direction and do repetition. So if that happened to you and you went this way instead of this way, just use your eraser and try to do it again and fix it until your brain has it. Okay, let's try one last exercise, number 4. Starting around the same place, I'll make a dot again. Coming over to the left and down, make a curve in. Make another little curve in. Come down, make a big arch and back. Come back that way, down and over. Let's try the other side. This way, try to match it up as best you can. Make that big arch in, little curve, down, this way, back over, down, and over there. Do you see what I see? Two faces, kind of like the wimpy kid, looking at each other across the way, looking in a mirror, symmetrical. So if you did not finish these 4 exercises, you can turn off the video at any point and you can try them for as long as you need to finish the 4 exercises. When you're done, it's time to move on to the next exercise. Oh, look at that. My blank piece of paper is no longer blank. Well, good thing I have another one here. In fact, it's good to have another too, because I want you to fold these pieces of paper. So your piece of paper is like this. I want you to fold it the hamburger way so that you match up the corners. Put it down, take your finger, and then you have this. It looks like a birthday card or a book, something you would just open up like that. Do that with both of your pieces of blank white paper so that you have two folded pieces. They are not folded the horizontal way. They are not folded like this. They're folded the short way so that you have two that are shaped just like that at the end. Okay, use one of your folded pieces of paper. The first thing to do is to open it up and lay it flat. And guess what? This time we're going to do a full-size drawing. So I should put that under it. And we're going to just pretend that that crease we made is the dotted line, the dashed line down the middle. You don't have to draw the dashed line here. We need that space for something else. But we can still see it because we have a fold. Okay, let's see if we can do this one now. So this time, I'm going to start in the center on my fold. I'm going to come down a little ways, start about there. And it's much bigger, and I want you to try to use as much of the paper as you can. So here goes. Coming over almost all the way, down a little bit, make a big curve in, back a bit and out, back and down. Do this, around, back, down, and over to the middle. It's kind of like that wimpy kid one in exercise 4. It's a big face. Let's see if I can make another one that's the mirror image, that's symmetrical. So go back up to the top, over, down. Now this time I have to look and try to make it match as much as I can. So we're going in this way and back a little, curving out, try to match it up. Oh, if I make a mistake, I can't erase it. Oh, Ms. Mary, what are you gonna do? I make a mistake, I'm stuck with it. So it's not perfect, but I'm trying my best. Down and back over. I did it. That's pretty good. Don't put eyes on here yet. We'll be doing that a little bit later, maybe. We have one other one to do first. Let's see. I gotta get out my finished pieces. So here's one that you can focus on later. So let's see. This is a better one, I think. If you want to look at that later on to see how that works, there you go. Now, let's do our last drawing, and then the fun part will begin. So some people say, Ms. Mary, this is so hard to draw these two faces and to make them symmetrical, and it is pretty hard. And this one, to me, is the hardest one of all, and it might be hard for you, but some people say this one is easier for them. So it really just depends on the way your brain works. So for this one, we're going to use our second folded piece of paper, open it up flat, and we're going to start in the middle again like this. So come down and make yourself a dot. Go way over, down a little bit, and now I'm going to come in 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Come back around and out. Make a little bump. Like that. Down. Like that. Didn't leave myself much room there, did I? There we go. Okay, let's try the symmetrical one of these. Oh no. If I make a mistake, I can't erase it, but I'll give it a good try. Okay, here we go. Over, down, in 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times in. Back around, back out. Little bump. Curve around and in. Make that. Make that. Little bump. And all the way back over. They have to match up in the middle. Can you see what these are? 2 mean old witches. So, which do you prefer? Valentine's Day or Halloween? If you like Valentine's Day, or if your drawing just came out better and you tried to make 2 faces, maybe you want to do this one. But if your Halloween witches came out better, maybe you want to do this one. So this is the time where you choose. Finish both of those drawings, or all of those drawings, and then you decide which is the one that you like better. When you decide which one you like better, and I don't know which I like better, I'll show you some samples though, then you can put in anything you want into your drawing, as long as you make it symmetrical. Here are 2 finished drawings that other students have done, and this one is really nicely colored. I like that they went over the main faces with a black outline and put so much color into the center. You can see that they both have ears and earrings and eyes with eyelashes, and their hair is pretty much the same, and they both have necklaces. What I like about this one, even though I wish they had outlined it with black, because I see pencil line there. So what I suggest you do is go over your pencil line to start with your black marker, okay? And then color it. They added some more things in the middle, which I think is a good idea. But let me just be clear about this. Let's do this one. If your 2 faces, let's give them eyes. Okay, so this one, give this one an eye on this side. You've got to give it the same eye, same kind of eye, over on this side. Whatever you do on one side, you're going to do the mirror image on the other side, right? Well, let's make their lips more pronounced here. And if this one has, I don't know, has some kind of curly hair or whatever. This one also has to have the same kind of curly hair. Ooh, that's hard. Coming off that way. Okay, you can put things in the middle. If they're in love, you could put a heart right on the fold, right in the center. And you would only need to do 1 because it's symmetrical. But if you wanted to do 2 hearts, they would have to mirror each other on either side. So remember, I couldn't draw that down here. I'd have to draw it like in mirror image, right? And if I wanted to put any other elements into this drawing, I would have to put them on both sides. What if I wanted them to say something? This one is whispering. I love you. Uh-oh. I don't know if I can do that one in mirror image. So I don't always recommend that people use words because I will have to write backwards now. let's see if I can do it. I'm confused already because I'm going to have, if I want to read this in a mirror, I love, which way does this go? Some letters are easier than others. Uh-oh, didn't quite fit it, but it's something like that. I love you. So I could read it in a mirror. So you don't have to put words. Words are difficult because you have to write them all backwards, each letter, right? So that's hard. If you're doing the witch one, you could put all sorts of things in here. I don't know, maybe my witch is going to have a horn on its head. And my other witch would need a horn on its head, too. Like that. Anyway, whatever you put on one side, you got to put in the other. Unless you come straight down the middle. Let's put a spider hanging there. How many legs does a spider have? 6 or 8? 6. There it is. And whatever you put on one side, you put on the other, but add as many things as you can think of. The more things you put in the middle, the less empty space there is to fill in with color. When you are all done drawing all the extra things that you want to put into your drawing, color it really well, either with markers, like Sharpies or markers, or with colored pencils, or both. And if you want to send it to me afterwards, you can send it to my email address, mernst@ausdk12.org, and I'd love to see your finished product. Here again are the steps, and until next time, hope you have fun drawing your symmetrical drawings. Bye-bye.